Finish up on Facebook, silence your cell phone, and give me every bit of your attention for the next 9 minutes. Because even if you've never traded a single stock in your life, I'm about to detail a path that could finally free you from scraping by paycheck to paycheck. Because if you know where to look, and within a few brief minutes you will absolutely know, fat, fast gains on your money of 46.3%, 368%, even 806.99% can be yours for the taking. It's no pipe dream. Everything you're about to see has been meticulously verified by independent third parties. That's important because I'm about to walk you through a jaw-dropping trading timeline that really does have to be seen to be believed. Unlikely as it may seem, you're about to watch a single crumpled up $5 bill sprout into a retirement nest egg worth over $1 million. Don't clean out your ears. I really did say $5 turns into more than $1 million. One figure becomes 7 figures. Or to be precise, $1,068,499.15. All thanks to the almost secret type of stock that I'm ready to drag kicking and screaming into the light. Is this the easiest, fastest path to pocketing $1 million ever documented on video? Well, that's for you to decide. You are about to watch cheeseburger money multiply more than 200,000 times over, to the point where virtually overnight, money worries are squashed like a bug. You're ahead on your bills. Your home, your cars are paid off, free and clear. You now vacation everywhere you've ever wanted to go and stay on vacation for as long as you want. You send your kids and even your grandkids to the school of their dreams. An unexpected car repair or medical bill doesn't faze you in the slightest. You're financially free sooner than you ever thought possible, and without having to spend years boning up on any complex trading strategies. Because for this to work for you, there's nothing complicated to learn, and I really do mean nothing. I'm not here to tell you about a 400-page, $2,000 home study course or another information overload newsletter subscription. And I'm definitely not here to waste your time with any hyped up but ultimately worthless trading software. I'm here to take away your stress, not add to it. I'm exposing the hidden truth that no one seems to want you to discover and profit from. A truth that, almost ridiculously quickly, can take the full weight of your financial burdens completely off your shoulders. You see, the biggest secret on Wall Street isn't what you might think. It's not supercomputers, insider trading, or anything else that's closed off to regular investors. No, experience has taught me that Wall Street's biggest secret is that retiring well off from stocks can actually be shamefully simple. You don't need to know the right people. You don't need bags of startup cash. You don't even need to live in the United States or be a U.S. citizen. So, what do you need to pull this off? Just a free online brokerage account and the ability to snatch up a bargain when you spot one. And how you can do that starting today is what I'm here to share. Hi, my name is Michael Astor, and in just a few minutes, I'm going to place a real-life, can't-miss bargain right under your nose. Decide to snatch it up, and you really could be the next regular investor to watch with amazement as the cash in your pocket swells beyond all expectations. Of course, lots of people want you to believe life-altering gains are out of your reach. Bankers, brokers, financial advisors, money gurus, they insist you're a lamb to the slaughter without their costly advice. And don't think financial TV shows, magazines, and newspapers are innocent parties. They drone on and on about empowering you with investing knowledge, when all they really do is drown you in a sea of conflicting analysis and talking head opinions. But I've made a career out of proving that huge investing profits are within your grasp, even if you've never traded a baseball card before. In fact, I'll go so far as to say that if you're familiar with the old adage, buy low, sell high, then you already have all the know-how you need to kick a serious amount of butt in the stock market. All you need to know from there is what bargain you need to swoop in and buy low before you sell high for cash in your pocket. Spotting these overlooked bargains has been my professional forte for going on 8 years. It's why I've attracted subscribers by the tens of thousands, because for reasons I'll explain, I'm able to give regular investors a heads up to stocks like GRO, the Chinese agricultural firm that scored my readers a 175.7% return on their money in only 26 days, or ABOT, the South American star of a surprise gold rally who shot up 53.8% in only 4 short days, or UPZS, a restaurant operator hiding from Wall Street's gaze in a sleepy hamlet of western Pennsylvania, who in just 76 breathless hours delivered my subscribers a 176.2% ROI. These stocks were never dissected on TV. They never received a single column inch in the Wall Street Journal or Investor's Business Daily. These winners were virtually unknown to everyone but me, my business partner Frank, and our loyal subscribers, all of whom were free to cash in on their rapid jumps in price with just a few clicks of their mouse or a simple phone call. Now, the fact is, I haven't always had the inside track. I may have lived in sunny California my entire life, but for many of those years, I lived totally in the dark. A day-long drive to the north, Bill Gates was tweaking his new operating system in his father's Seattle garage, about to change the world as we knew it and make his early investors wealthy beyond words. But instead of loading up on dirt-cheap Microsoft stock, I was utterly oblivious, clueless to how easy it would have been to take action and change my life for the better in one fell swoop. Worse, right under my nose in my hometown of San Francisco, Steve Jobs was gearing himself up to redefine the computer and in the process create even more new millionaires and billionaires by the dozen. But again, I was painfully out of the loop and not a single penny richer. It's a sickening feeling, always being the last to know. Frustration eats away at you, twisting your gut until it's a pretzel. I mean, you're a good person, you deserve a break, and you're right to want to know, where's my ground floor moment? When will I get to ride the elevator up to real lasting VIP type wealth? So the luxury home, the fast car, the school tuition, it's all taken care of. Now, I'm no fortune teller, but I do know your destiny may rest on how wisely you choose from the 2 options that faced me. Option 1 gets you nowhere. You just sit around and sulk like a grounded teenage brat, raging at the injustice of the world, whining how unfair it all seems, how some people get all the luck, and how you always get the short end of the stick. Like I said, option 1 gets you nowhere. But then there's option 2. You can reject self-pity and funnel your frustration into positive action. Action that lets you write your own script of how your life is going to go. And that dramatically ups the odds of your being able to ride that elevator all the way up to the penthouse suite. That was the option that cried out to me. It's why over the course of many years, I painstakingly developed and perfected what I now call my 8-step X-ray evaluation formula. So I could go from living in the dark to flipping on the light switch and finding the stock market's most deeply buried treasure. And make no mistake, along the way I lost a fair chunk of change, but after many starts and stops, the finer points of earnings statements, price action, PE ratios, and the like, they started making sense to me. This was the missing piece of the puzzle. Once I began applying a systematic and downright ruthless mathematical analysis to any company's financials, huge gains started leaping out at me. And the best part, I was finding them where virtually no one else was looking. A commercial lighting outfit jumped 362.67%. A medical supply company trampolined 47.78%. A GPS technology company even found their way to a 566.67% gain. But before I tell you where these investing jackpots are hiding, let me first reveal where they certainly are not. Established Fortune 500 stocks like Google, Apple, and GE might get fawned over by TV pundits all day long, but these big boys lost their mojos a long time ago. As young upstarts, they underwent massive growth spurts. They made a lot of people incredibly wealthy, incredibly quickly. Clued-in regular investors got to retire in their 30s and 40s, young enough to enjoy 50 golden years, not just 5 or 10. But now, in investing terms, these bloated Fortune 500s are past their prime, pretty much incapable of the sort of warp speed innovation that can skyrocket a stock price. At best, they're solid buy and hold choices, but they're not about to dish out double or triple-digit gains anytime soon, and probably never again. For heart-racing, goosebump-giving profits, you have to look elsewhere. A recent study by Ibbotson Associates proves the point. They found that had you put $1,000 into big Fortune 500 stocks back in 1925, your $1,000 would today be worth $3 million. Not bad, right? Well, that same study went on to show had you put that same $1,000 into what I call ladder stocks, you'd now be figuring out a way to spend not $3 million or even $5 million, but $16.1 million. Enough to comfortably buy your own private Caribbean island. This is why I call these amazing wealth-building securities ladder stocks, because they can let you quickly and proudly climb your way out of any financial hole you're in, however deep. And you're free to climb and climb high as you want to go, until you're waking up every day with a totally clear head, all those worrying financial concerns gone forever. Now, let me put you more in the know about ladder stocks. 3,179 publicly traded companies have market caps that classify them as small cap stocks. These stocks are traded on well-known exchanges like the NYSE and the NASDAQ. But in my book, only around 2.77% of these thousands of stocks earn the right to be called a ladder stock, capable of lifting you out of any financial hole you find yourself. What makes these small cut-rate stocks so life-changing? Here are just a few reasons why. They're typically captained by passion-fueled CEOs and executive managers whose compensation is usually heavily weighted in company stock, making them hell-bent on bumping up the stock price so like you, they never have to worry about money again. You're hitching your wagon to entrepreneurs who are nothing less than possessed by the goal of forging a business legacy. It's not in their DNA to just mindlessly collect a paycheck, then scurry off to the Hamptons like so many corporate execs. Ladder stocks also tend to avoid debt. Banks aren't friendly to startups, forcing small companies to bootstrap, not binge on private jets and other excesses that have become the hallmark of big Fortune 500s. And when small companies do seek funding, they often look for it in the equity markets. So as their shareholder, you know they want their stock price to go up just as much as you do. Ladder stocks are also quick to get new industry-defining products out to market. Big ideas are typically quickly embraced and executed with precision, the polar opposite of the red tape and tangled bureaucratic nightmares you find in the S&P 500, where so many big ideas die a painful death in countless mind-numbing committee meetings. In other words, ladder stocks are a savvy investor's best friend and their biggest secret. It's these stocks that Frank and I are going to alert you to. Stocks you can often grab for just pennies at the precise time our extensive analysis tells us they're ready to roar. Of course, I'll be the first to tell you that most dirt cheap small cap stocks are cheap for the right reasons. Everything from bad management to products nobody wants. And it's a fact that rotten apples like these make up the vast majority of the thousands of small cap stocks that can be frisked down for hidden profits. I'm on the job full time, but considering the size of the task, I've enlisted the help of a stock picking partner. That way, together, we can cover double the ground on your behalf and find as many needles in this giant haystack as humanly possible. And I believe I've got the best man in the business by my side in Frank Summers. Frank's a guy who takes personal offense at the misleading BS that small cap companies too often pass off as fact in flashy press releases and glitzy brochures. For instance, when self-confessed power nerds in Mercer County, New Jersey boasted they could create cheap, renewable electric power, Frank did what he's notorious for. He showed up at their front door unannounced, briefcase in hand, ready to sort fact from fiction, even if it meant ruffling a few feathers. But unlike so many, this visit actually ended in smiles. Frank determined this brash startup was a rare flower in the apocalyptic small-cap wasteland, a company with legit breakthrough technology to back up all their talk. And if you'd been a subscriber, this pick alone could have netted you a fast 135% gain on your money. Frank's also on fire when it comes to finding ladder stocks among emerging precious metal companies. He's donned a hard hat, visited mining sites in person, and given our subscribers gains of 36%, 40%, 196%, 322%, 110%, 165%, 153%, 668%, 121%, 368%, 414%, 606%, 78%, and 847%. And if you like the sound of that, get a load of this. Because before I tell you how easily you can be our next thrilled subscriber, I want to show you a real timeline of real picks made by Frank and I that could theoretically snowball $5 lousy into more than $1 million. I do want to make clear that the odds of you seeing a spectacular windfall like this from our ladder stock picks is obviously incredibly low. You'd have to roll over all your profits from one trade to the next, and you'd also have to buy each of these stocks at their lowest price and then cash out at their very highest. So it's fair to say the chances of this perfect storm occurring are slim to none, and in no way do I want you to think otherwise. So why share this hypothetical scenario? Well, since these trades are actual documented picks made by Frank and myself in chronological order, it's the best way I know to showcase the potency of our combined efforts. And of course, in life you can't rule anything out. Statistically speaking, nothing's impossible, and who's to say this couldn't happen to somebody at some point, maybe even you. So let's watch $5 turn into $62.50. With just cheeseburger money in hand, let's buy shares in IOGH, an upstart oil and gas company who's turned trash into cash. Under the radar, they'd figure how to profitably convert their waste products into plastics and other supplies for the petrochemical industry. It's made them a small fortune, and we wanted our subscribers to get in on the fun. Woefully undervalued, their stock sat at only 2 cents per share. At that giveaway price, the upside potential is enormous. And if the trade does go south, because you're so close to zero, your downside risk is extremely limited. As we predicted, though, for this stock, the only way was up, as it stormed to 25 cents as more and more investors saw the potential for profits. A head-spinning 1,150% gain, and right out of the gate, your $5 is now $62.50. But that's about to multiply eightfold. Because let's invest that $62.50 into shares of EXK, a cash-rich Canadian silver miner that Frank rightly fell in love with, allowing you to play a silver rally for a monstrous gain of 689.2%. Now, your $62.50 is suddenly $484.70, giving you cash on hand to snatch up a top-of-the-line 32-inch flat-screen TV. And speaking of the boob tube, let's use that $484.70 to nab shares in HNHI, a company revolutionizing the way products are sold via TV infomercials. A down economy has been a boom to the infomercial industry, lowering the cost of airtime and increasing viewership as people get cheap entertainment from their TV sets. Projected infomercial revenues are set to hit $252.3 billion per year by 2015. So it was no surprise to us when this tiny stock, snubbed by the banking giants on Wall Street, catapulted 1,580%, multiplying your $484.70 into $8,142.96. For most people, that's their mortgage or rent covered for 6 months or so. But why stop wanting more? Because YESD, a direct-to-consumer marketing company, is about to secure you an amazing 93% return in just 3 days, turning your $8,142.96 into $15,776.95. That kind of money could book you a luxury cabin on an around-the-world cruise or pay for a semester at an Ivy League college. But for our purposes today, let's put that money into another real pick. NPWZ is a forward-thinking tech company in Bothell, Washington, who designs and distributes green fuel cartridges that power notebook PCs and military radios. Priced at only 7/10 of a penny, our analysis told us this was a screaming bargain if there ever was one, and we were proven correct as the price shot skyward with a gain of 271.4%, turning your $15,776.95 into $58,600.10, enough to pay for any car on the lot in cash. But let's not take our foot off the gas just yet. UFFC is a pioneering healthy fast food franchise operation headed by a former Dairy Queen exec and the visionary founder of Boston Chicken. Extensive homework told us all the pieces were in place for a Cinderella story, and a 70% return later, our subscribers got their happy ending, turning your $58,600.10 into $99,620.17. Only 6 trades in, and you're just fingertips from earning 6 figures from the stock market. Our next pick will get you there and then some. The watertight fundamentals of WLOL, an East Asian shipping company, were impossible for us to ignore. So we pulled the trigger on a pick that delivered a 117% return in only 8 pulse-pounding days. $99,620.17 just became $216,244.08, putting you firmly in new home territory. 2 more trades to go and you'll want to hang tight, because let's parlay this huge chunk of cash into shares of SIAF, a Chinese biotech spearheading new farming technology. You could never call it the sexiest stock in the world, but who cares when it's handing you a 133.3% return on your money in the middle of a job-killing recession, a return that just vaulted your $216,244.08 into $504,569.10. But we still haven't reached the top of this mountain of money. GTRL is a company out of Torrance, California, and the brains behind a new ultra-efficient hybrid fuel cell system. When our subscribers learned their untold story, the timing couldn't have been more perfect. Now, before I share what happens next, you need to know why Wall Street or the financial media will never alert you to these undervalued and overlooked ladder stocks. You see, the big banks who rule the markets with an iron fist have zero control over the price of small cap stocks. Even if one catches their eye, their big order would skyrocket the share price, stealing their potential gains. So as far as they're concerned, stocks priced this cheaply might as well not exist. A couple may be followed here and there by the better analysts, but they are for the most part outright ignored. And since the CNBCs of the world follow the big banks around like lovesick puppies, no TV show will get you closer to knowing the ticker symbol of the next ladder stock about to take orbit. But that's exactly what Frank and I have pooled our talents to do. Week after week, we combine our knowledge and expertise to bring you the first and final word in where ladder stocks are hiding out. We scour the small cap minefield to bring you the next Hewlett-Packard, FedEx, Burger King, or Hyatt hotels, companies who made early investors rich and who were all founded in recessions like the one we're in now. After a ladder stock survives our exhaustive analysis, we bring it to you with a clear and compelling case for why you should invest with confidence. Not only do we tell you what stock to buy, but also how high our research says it's going to go. We've even put together an easy-to-follow quick start guide to locking in ladder stock profits that's yours to download with our compliments as soon as you enroll below. This way, when you open the quick and simple email that contains our next pick, an email which could be only hours or minutes away, you'll know exactly what simple steps to take to turn it into huge profits. Of course, white-hot ladder stocks don't come around every day, so expect to get an email from us roughly once a week. Don't be alarmed if 2 weeks or more pass between picks. It just means we're taking extra care to vet a monster selection that we think could multiply your money tenfold or more. And because we typically send picks out on a Friday, the weekend is yours to look over our research and prepare to make your move when markets open Monday. But there's even more to look forward to, because to ensure you're always maximizing your profits, we've created a series of simple-to-follow how-to videos. In these 7 simple to follow training videos, we take you by the hand and show you exactly how to squeeze all the cash you can from small cap stocks. To top things off, we've even recorded a special bonus video that gives you the inside track to cashing in on a major new trend. Today, the rise of social media means small cap companies see celebrities as a quick way to boost their profile with investors. For example, when rapper 50 Cent tweeted about a tiny company that sells slippers with flashlights attached to them, the stock exploded 270% in a matter of hours. In this special bonus video, we reveal how you can be among the first to know when one of these celebrity cash connections is in the works, giving you a chance to get in early on big profits. Previously, we've sold this veritable treasure trove of clear action steps for as much as $47, but instead, to welcome you into the fold with a real bang, we want to give you all these stealth small cap insights simply for joining us below today. Yep, all 7 modules, the Celebrity Cash Connection bonus training, they're all yours just for joining the Ladder Stock watch list below. Okay, now let's wrap up our unfinished business. As you recall, you just put $504,569.10 of profit into GTRL. 4 days later, this future tech giant shot up 111.76%, making you a certified member of the Ladder Stock Millionaire Club. Because that investment just became a windfall of $1,068,499.15. Even after you take your whole family to Hawaii for a month-long vacation, you can still admire an ATM bank balance that reads 7 figures across. Now let me make one thing crystal clear. I've walked you through this trading timeline to simply demonstrate the rare investing firepower of ladder stocks. Nothing more. This is clearly just a hypothetical scenario. But keep in mind that it is based on actual picks made by Frank and myself in chronological order. Now that you understand where I'm coming from and what an amazing opportunity this really is, let's talk cost. Now, you might expect to pay through the nose to get us on your team, but that's not the case. You see, our first thought was to ask only $97 a month to maintain a subscription to our Ladder Stock watch list. At $97 a month, one single winning trade could cover your monthly subscription for not just months, but for the rest of your life. But the economy and the bleak job situation has swayed our thinking, and the last thing we want is for you to hesitate because of price concerns. We're in the business of erasing money worries, not creating them. And let me be fully transparent about our intentions. We're looking to amass the biggest and most loyal subscriber base in stock picking history. We're in spitting distance already, so here's what we've decided to do to guarantee we hit our target. In exchange for us handing you our picks on a silver platter week after week, all we're asking in return is for your first monthly payment of $97. Then, to make it even easier for you to join us today, we want to give you not only the rest of the coming year on the house, but every year after that too. That's right, a single one-time payment of $97 and you get all our ladder stock picks this year, next year, and every year thereafter. Heck, that's a lousy quarter per day for the next 12 months. Literally, we're talking parking meter money. I told you at the beginning of this I was going to put a bargain in front of you. This is me fulfilling that promise. And here's where it becomes a true no-brainer. You can get on our ladder stock watch list today absolutely risk-free for 2 full months. Plus, if you prefer, you can always paper trade our picks during those 60 days to make it even more risk-free for you. Paper trading means until you see what you're missing out on, you track the prices of our picks on paper without investing any real money. However, once you've seen how our picks can spike in price in a matter of weeks, days, sometimes even hours, you won't want to paper trade for long. At the end of those 60 days, you must be overjoyed with your decision to test drive our service, or a simple email puts your token one-time investment back into your pocket, no questions asked. Better still, you can even keep your ladder stock quick start guide and all 8 exclusive training videos. We're ready to deliver you truly blockbuster returns on your money. Life-changing returns you can only get from ladder stocks, even if you're totally new to trading. 6 months or a year out from now, Don't find yourself plagued by regret over what might have been. Had you just taken action and joined us today, 100% risk-free. You've missed out on so many life-changing ground floor moments. The elevator doors closed before you could get on board, but you no longer have to stay on the outside looking in. Join us for the ride of a lifetime. We're putting the last touches on some incredible new picks as we speak. They can be yours, but only if you choose to test drive this ultimate cash grab starting right now. Don't keep struggling. Make life easier. Put an end to the money worries that keep you awake at night. Our next picks will be unleashed very soon. Go ahead, click the button below and start securing your financial future today. Before I go, I want to make sure you know how committed we are to locating the next ladder stocks about to surge in price. It's why we've taken the admittedly extreme measure of using pen names in this presentation. This necessary action has been forced on us in order to guard our time from a financial press who already smell a great story in the making. We've recently had to reject the advances of Bloomberg and Fox Business so we can protect our time solely for helping average investors like Jeff, who writes to tell us, "Thanks for the awesome LOCM pick. I made $1,000 off of $5,000. And Polly writes to say, "I just sold my GRO at $1.04. That means I made $400 profit. I can't believe it. This is my first trade with you and I am very happy. Thank you so much. My family and those people whom I serve, local community homeless men and women, can really use this money thanks to you." Dawn writes, "I invested $1,000 this morning at 10 cents a share and it's already gained 19.9%. And Glenn wanted us to know, "You certainly were right on the money with UPZS. An unbelievable day for this stock, peaking out at 29 cents and settling at 21. I am very impressed with this pick and wanted to thank you for the excitement. Thank you again and I look forward to your next great pick." I hope you'll join Glenn and others like him who've taken action protected by our full money-back guarantee. There's nothing to lose but the gains that could be ahead of you. We believe they could reshape your financial future in a pretty incredible way. All you've got to do is give us a chance to prove it to you. After watching this entire video, I hope we've earned that chance and that you'll join us below right now.